Now, welcome back to this Minecraft World Painter tutorial. This is part 2. Hopefully you've seen the first episode. Now, I know the last thing I showed you is exporting the map, but we're not really quite done with it yet. World Painter has a huge amount of options available to you. Not only can you import and start with a height map, you can import with an existing Minecraft map. Now, areas where there's been stuff built, those will be read-only, and you can't really change them. You also have the option to save your world, so you can continue and work on it at a different time. You can open world, an existing world that you've been working on. You can merge your world after you've created it. Additional tools, you can modify your contours, which you can take them on and off, which I suggest leave them on. It makes it a lot easier to see elevation changes. And you can actually add an overlay, a picture on top. I'm not really going to show you how to do that since I don't have a picture to put on top, but you can change your grid size, and since our little scale bar down here at the bottom says 200 blocks, you can change it to 100 blocks if you want. You can change your contour line interval to be 10 blocks or 20 or 30 or 50. So we're gonna change it to 100 blocks. This tool here allows you to see the maximum viewable distance from your character. So you can see anywhere on the map where and what should be or could be seen. Not that I need that done, but most of your good tools are available on here. World Painter was created by one guy, and you can go to a link in the browse documentation. Just like a World Painter for Minecraft on Google, you should be able to get it. Now from here, since our island is a little bit bland, we're going to add some additional biomes and probably do a little bit of extra painting. Now Minecraft's only going to add trees where you have either, a jungle or a forest biome or a tundra or a taiga. But we're gonna go ahead and add some additional forest on the outside of the jungle. So you're not gonna go straight to a jungle. Sometimes it's helpful to kind of zoom in, see what you're doing. I like to leave plains areas. Some people don't really like it. They really like to have as many trees as they can get to make their axes and beginner tools and houses. Me, I like a little bit of variety. So it's all up to you as the creator of the map and the player, depending on if you're going to play on it or not. And some things you can add in World Painter, and some of the items you're going to have to actually add by hand or either with like World Editor, which I've never really been able to figure out that well, even though I do quite well with this tutorial. Jamsy Boy on YouTube has a very excellent assortment of tutorials, and I suggest if you like this one at all to try and check it out. So that's kind of where I started to learn a little bit about my available options here. So swamplands you can add, and it's really good with these areas where there's low-lying water. So that'll add the lily pads and some swamp areas. I kind of suggest to try and add as many areas as possible as many biomes as possible to your beginning island. If you plan on only using this as an island to play on. I need to hurry up just a little bit. I need to hurry up just a little bit. Trying to be as enthusiastic as possible. I don't want to try to sound too bland and boring like I do in some of my Let's Play videos. And if I do, I apologize for that. But this is definitely something I feel just a tad bit more passionate about. Which I haven't really rehearsed too much of this. And don't worry if you get some of the beach in your other biome, which this is actually river biome technically. And we'll try and change that in some of the further areas out. And hopefully either at the end of this video or maybe the beginning of the next video, we'll kind of see what happened here. How we end up with a finishing map. And really there's a lot of importance about figuring out how you want to paint biomes if you're going to do custom biomes yourself. In fact, you can make your own nether, make your own end. So I would suggest for when you're starting out, start small and work your way up to something bigger. So you don't want to be making something too big and then try and have your friends play on it and they have no idea what's going on. The smaller the area is, the more detail you can put into it, the funner it's going to be, the more interesting it's going to be. We're gonna go ahead and make this. Go ahead and make this a mushroom island as well. Right here in the middle of the marsh. I do love them jumbo mushrooms. Speaking of jumbo, there's a shout out to Paulosaurus Jr. and their family Let's Plays. I'm a big fan. And if only one day I can get my family to play with me, but I'm not counting on it. So, there's always global operations. You can also flood areas, which I'd be very careful about. You can make your own personal lakes or lava pits. And if you ever overflow, just hit Control-Z or go to Edit, Undo, and it's something you can change. Alright, thank you very much for watching part 2 of our tutorial on World Painter. It's an amazing tool, check it out, and hopefully I will see you again in the future.